Let's continue with the 5th chapter from your history and civics book of grade 8, and the name of the chapter is Decline of the Mughal Empire, and we were trying to understand the reasons for the decline of Mughal Empire, and today we're going to start from page number 50. As there was death of a Mughal ruler, generally there used to be war. Who is going to be the next ruler? There were many brothers, and all the brothers used to become rival of each other, and they used to fight for the throne. And this kind of wars created great, you can say, heavy expensive it was, and they lost lots of economy and caused lots of destruction within the empire itself. Okay, and it was politically unstable also. So as the death of the Mughal ruler was generally followed by wars of succession among the rival claimants to the throne. Okay, next is Aurangzeb's policies. Aurangzeb was not very successful as an emperor. He failed to realize, he did not realize actually, that the progress and stability of such a vast empire dependent on a policy of religious tolerance and support and unity of the people. He did not realize this. His policy of religious intolerance shook the foundation of the empire and resettled the following. The costly, long drawn and ruinous Deccan camp. What was the Deccan camp? Deccan camp was the numerous wars with the Sikhs, Marathas, Jats and Rajputs. Once the Rajputs were very much supportive to the Mughal rulers, but as Aurangzeb started attacking them, they became a rival of the Mughal rulers. Economic bankruptcy. Here, just before Aurangzeb, his father, that is Shah Jahan, built a big Taj Mahal. All of us know that. So as Taj Mahal was built by Shah Jahan, he have spent a lot of money from the royal treasury. Thus Aurangzeb found that they were not having sufficient amount of money also with them. Aurangzeb's Deccan camps. Again, the Deccan camp means the wars with the Sikhs, Marathas, Jats and Rajputs are called the Deccan camp. Was a financial disaster that ruined the empire and made it collapse inevitably. So already they were running, they were having less amount of money because of the building of Taj Mahal, and again for this Deccan camp he lost most of the money in this Deccan camp also. Foreign invaders started coming to India, and they started looting. They started taking away the money, or you can say diamonds, golds, whatever they found. They started looting India. The invasion of Nadir Shah, the ruler of Persia. Now at present it is Iran. Okay, the Ahmad Shah Abdali, the ruler of Afghanistan. All of them started looting India. They plundered India, and they carried away few of the most, you can say, prestigious things like Kohinoor diamond, then peacock throne. All these were taken away by this kind of foreign invaders. Weak succession. Aurangzeb's sons were not that very intelligent, you can say, or that very powerful. They were very weak. They were pleasure loving, and they were very much inefficient, and they could not take any decision by themselves. They became the puppets in the hand of the administrators or nobles. The nobles, those who were ruling the administration, they started becoming puppet in their hand. So what happened is, gradually the governors started taking the advantage of this weak governance at the center, and they themselves started establishing independent kingdoms within the Mughal provinces. This led to the breakup and collapse of the empire. All hopes of the revival means to come back to power. That means all the hopes for coming back to power of the Mughal emperor ended when the British decided to challenge the authority of the Mughals. Okay, Bahadur Shah Zafar, the last of the Mughals, assumed leadership of the rebels in the revolt of 1857 against the British. He was defeated and sent to Rangoon, where he died. The Mughal emperor came to an inglorious end. the Mughal emperor had lasted for about over 3 centuries. 1 century is equal to 100 years. That means Mughal emperor lasted for 300 years. Its decline in the first half of the 18th century led to intense rivalry among various ambitious powers to fill the political vacuum. The struggle ended with the victory of British. So as the British power came into existence, it was totally diminished. It totally diminished the power of the Mughal Empire, and you can say the British ruled over 200 years. And from here itself, as the Britishers came into power, from here the modern period of Indian history started. At present, you can say today the Kohinoor diamond is in Britain, and it is the British royal family belonging. Okay, and it is a part of a crown jewelry. Hopefully you understood the chapter. Thank you.